And here we are at the beginnings of our new camp. And right over here, I see some very familiar mushwood, which is comforting to know that we'll be finding some here too. Oh, is this that's the new living quarters area. Hey, Cal. Cal looks like he's been run ragged. Hey, Solana, he says, leaning against the pallet of building supplies scavenged from the heliopause. What's up? I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get these over to geoponics, and then we gotta get plants in the ground. Well, I might have found something that you like. Wow, we have 4 of those. I guess we could try giving one to Cal, see if he likes it. Neat! Cal exclaims, taking your gift and peering at it inquisitively. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I love it. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you like it. Let's go see. Oh, new people! New people! Oh, hey! Wait, can we climb? We can go up. Ooh. Okay, so what's further this way? Okay, so there's Dee's up there. There's Dad. Oh, are these the fields now? Okay, so there's the... I found a hefty red Xeno egg! Oh, so that's 2 new things that I found now. Neat! Yay! Okay, so here's Dee's up here. It's open and more wood. Okay. So what's down here? Anemone. Anemone is looking over some official-looking documents on her holopalm and dismisses them as you walk up. Hey, Solana, she says. Cal told me that you really like Xeno eggs, and I know you've also been going through a tough time recently, so here. Anemone gives you a little smile. Thanks, Solana. This was Calm's favorite food, too. Oh. Another new person. There's Tang over there. More mushwood. Look out. There's engineering and Tang. Okay. Hey, Tangent. Tangent frowns as a unit of soldiers from the heliopause jog past her. An entire ship of thick-skulled, warm-mongering idiots, she sneers. What a relief. Surely all of our problems will simply go away if we fire lasers at them. Well, over here is where... Hello. You seem friendly. You've seen Nomi around since the heliopause landed. They're around your age and barely 1.5 meters tall, only coming up to your shoulder. You've never seen anyone dressed as strangely as they do. Hi! Their voices highly pitched and quick. I'm Nomi, short for nomination. They do a twirl and a bow. You introduce yourself and... What do you do for fun? Well, Nomi begins. Kind of a bit of everything. I like designing outfits and reading manga and learning about dinosaurs and cool xenofauna and robots and aliens and, oh, of course, watching anime and playing Laser Fable, of course. Mostly lately I play Laser Fable. It's so fun to play it outside. It's a great big endless outdoors. Nomi dances in circles, waving their arms and gesturing towards the surroundings. You good? They take a deep breath. Yeah, sometimes I get carried away, they say with a grin. Rex says my superpower is boundless enthusiasm. Personally, I wish my superpower was being able to fly or go invisible. Or maybe being able to eat as much as I want, or make food, or go into somebody else's stomach, not mine. You have some really good food here on Vertumna, you know. I really like that. Oh, right. Nomi pauses and gives you a look. Deep breaths. Do you want to, I don't know, teach me how to play Laser Fable? You're on! Nomi helps you install it on your holopalm and explains the rules. Laser Fable is an augmented reality game where you bounce hologram lasers off real objects nearby. It's speed-based, so you're running around and bumping into each other, and there are extended house rules when it's legal to block each other's lasers. A combat challenge. Okay, I guess 0, 3, 4. want to switch those two? Yes. Okay. Now, about 4. See, that looks like Nomi in the picture for keep between rounds. Okay. Oh? Okay, wow. 4, 4, 5, 6. I won! Right on, sister! Nomi gives you a high five, then with a couple flicks of their gauntlets gives you kudos for winning. They explain this is how they always play Laser Babel with the kids from Heliosphere. Except they mostly don't want to play anymore. They say they're too old for it. They just want to be soldiers now, except Rex. He's still cool. Okay, I guess I'll go say hi to... I'm guessing this is Rex? The colony's full of new people. Everywhere you look, you see a stranger. It's disorienting. After growing up in a closed spaceship, you never expected to meet any other humans that weren't made here on Vertumna. You bump straight into one of these new people while you're jogging through the colony. Oof! He laughs and holds you up steady, brushing the imaginary dust off you and gives you a wide-fanged smile. Hey, it's one of the kids from the Heliopause. You think his name is Rex. Hi, I'm Solana. Welcome to Vertumna. You stick your hand out and shake his, and he laughs. You notice he's wiggling his dog ears. They can really move independently. Pleased to meet you, he says. I'm Rex, and I love to shake a paw. I know a ton of tricks, he winks. Okay. Rex puts his hand against his cheek, looking cute and lost. Hey, since I'm new here, do you think you could help me find the construction yard? I thought I might be able to apply for a job there. I can take you there. You walk over to command. Everything's moved around since the Heliopause landed, but the construction yard is still in command where it always was. At the entrance, you meet Mars, filing her nails and looking like she's waiting for somebody. Why, hello, cutie, she says to Rex. Where did you come from? He looks her up and down and grins. I'm just an angel who fell from the sky, darling. You try not to gag as the two of them flirt. You gave a loud ahem and point Rex towards the construction yard. He looks back at Mars over his shoulder and winks as he leaves. Oh boy. Mars is poring over a real book with real paper. You crowd around to take a look at it. This belongs to that new kid, Nomi, Mars says, lilting her voice like a question. I told them I was looking for someone to draw designs for my new fashion line, and they just handed me this. The book is filled with characters' designs, giant robots, and pictures of characters kissing. This is so good, Mars says, turning the pages. This is what we need here. People with talent. Well, I'm glad you get along with her. Hey, Dad. Even though it hurts, you find yourself wandering over to geoponics. It feels not good to be here in the place your mom loved and ultimately gave her life to, but not good either. It feels like when you have a bruise and you can't stop yourself from pushing on it because the pain reminds you the injury is real. Like your mom dying is this huge invisible wound, and poking at it forces you to feel something instead of just being numb. Your dad is taking time off work. Your parents worked double and triple shifts during the growing season this year, and now that it's over, it just feels so cruel. When people work hard, they should be able to look back on what they did and feel proud. Instead, there's just this huge gap where your mom should be. You find your dad sitting at your mom's personal garden. It's miraculous it's starting to grow again, despite being trampled flat during the last attack and neglected during the famine before that. Still, various Vertumnan flowers are starting to sprout, as well as hardier earth ones like dandelions. Your dad looks up and musters a smile. He pats the scent bench beside him. They can try talking to him. You false start a few times. It's almost impossible to think of something to say when there's this magnitude of grief between you. He gives you time. When it's obvious that you want to talk but don't know what to say, he takes your hand in his two larger ones. Did I ever tell you about how Mom and I started dating? You shake your head. You know they grew up together in the first colony on Earth, but nothing about their relationship. He smiles and looks at the garden as he remembers. I always thought she was too cool for me, he says quietly. Things were, well, people didn't like us much on Earth, so she was always kind of a bruiser, always ready to pop off, even when she was your age. She and Rhett were the same back then, he reminisces. I always thought they were going to end up together. Then your mom got injured when the first colony was attacked. I was working part-time in the clinic. I guess that's when she realized I liked her. We had to apply to get on the stratospheric, he continues. We'd only be seeing each other a few weeks, so I was surprised when she said we would apply as a couple. They wanted all different kinds of family groups, single ones, couples who could have kids or couldn't, triads and quads, but we all had to be young, and there weren't many teenagers willing to commit to being a, mated pair. It upped our chances of being picked. He laughs and scrubs his face with his hands. She wanted to get off that planet more than anything. I don't think she realized she'd fallen in love with me until we were already in space, he says wryly. Lucky for me, right? Your dad shakes his head fondly. There aren't many people like your mom, kiddo. You nod, surprised to feel a tear trickle down your cheek. There's so much you don't know about her and what she was like, more than just being your mom. It's really hitting you that she was a person before you knew her, and now you'll never know her like that. There's a past you'll never fully know, just like there's a future that she never will. Your dad puts an arm around your shoulders, and you sit like that for a long, long while. Well, I'm glad I talked to him. Like every pollen season, your dad gets the shimmer. The pollen is bad this year, thick, heavy clouds of pink. Even your eyes are a little itchy, and your dad's not only the only colonist spending the week in bed. You can hear other people sneezing as you walk through the quarters, bringing him hot trivet soup. Thanks, kiddo, your dad rasps. At least he's sitting up in bed now. Your mom never got sick. Not ever, your dad reminisces. I'm not sure she missed a day of work from the day we landed until she... He stops and sighs. I miss your mom. I wish Instance would find a cure already, he grumbles, his hand shaking as he lifts his spoon. 3 years, and all she can suggest is bed rest and fluids. What good is all her researching if it can't fix my headache? Your dad must be feeling really sick. He never complains about stuff. You check his temperature with your hollow palm, then dim the lights and bring him a cold pack for his forehead. He has a crust of glittery pink gunk around his lips, looking cracked and gross, so you wipe it away. The glitter is just everywhere on him. It's like it's coming right out of his pores. He looks iridescent in the murky light filtering through the pollen outside. Hey, do you mind opening a window a little for some fresh air? Smells like sick person in here, he grumbles, pushing away his soup and rolling over in bed. But that's where it's coming from. The pollen might already be everywhere already, but there's no sense in making it worse. You pretend to crack the window for him, and by the time you look over, he's asleep again. The worst of the pollen fog subsides in a few days, and your dad starts to look a little better. He gets back to work, which is good because there's a lot to do in order to rebuild the colony and get the heliopause hydroponics up and running. You're still sweeping glitter dust out of your quarters weeks later. That stuff gets everywhere. Okay. So, hey Dees, how are you doing? Dees looks more skittery than usual, looking around at the new defenses. There's too many people here now, he mutters. Too much noise, too many mouths to feed. Whatever's out there isn't going to be happy with us. I feel you, Dees. I feel you. And there was one more new person over here. This new boy from the heliosphere is a couple years older than you. He's very handsome, and the missing arm gives him a heroic, battle-scarred vibe. He stands tall and ready for action, even though it's a normal, boring day. The other recruits milling around the garrison give him a wide, respectful berth. He sees you staring and gives you a curt nod. My name is Lance, Lieutenant Ovatius, he says, considering you with a glint and a challenge in his eyes. And you are? I've been working hard. I was working really hard in geoponics last year, trying to help. His expression doesn't change. Is that right? He says, with the air of a boy who's hard to impress. Nice to meet you, Solana. I hear it's been a rough couple of years for the colony. Lucky thing our heliopods came along just in time, he continues. Don't worry, we have some of the best soldiers, the very best. We'll keep the colony safe. Are you one of those best soldiers? We train as a team, but Vase says, then she clears his throat. Yes, I've won more than my share of zero-G judo matches and virtual rivalry tournaments, even competing against the dolts, he adds. Being planet-side is different, though. You can tell Vase is firing a virtual gun is nothing compared to running around for your life in the jungle while a wild Unisaur hunts you down. A Unisaur? Vase says, leaning forward a little, his eyebrows raised. Did you actually say something to interest him? That sounds like a fun sport. I'd like to try it sometime. Cal. Bestie. You spot Cal sitting in the dirt, picking sullenly at the grass. He is weaving it together into a bracelet. Sometimes it helps if I'm doing something with my hands, he says quietly. If I start to feel scared or upset, I just take a deep breath and try to reconnect with this planet. What's this? The living quarters. Okay. Oh. Well, I guess... Let's see if we can go hang out with Cal and Dad. It would be nice to be more organized. You're pulling weeds in the garden when you hear raised voices coming from the barn. Socks' barn. I was worried about Socks. Cal is standing in front of the doors, blocking Vase from entering. What do you mean I can't go in there? Vase spits. What, this colony has top secret clearance now? Leave Cal alone. Leave our baby alone. You just can't, okay? Cal sputters. Vase tries to get around him, but Cal wedges himself between Vase and the door again. Why do you even need to anyway? Excuse you? Vase shoves Cal hard. I'm on patrol, nullhead. I don't give a shit in the barn, but all of a sudden I care a lot about why you don't want me in there. Cal shoots you a look of pure fear. Socks must be out of her box. What do you do? I wish I had higher of those, but I just don't. Vase shoves Cal out of the way and pushes open the doors. You hold your breath, but Vase doesn't shout. You and Cal scamper in, but Cal gasps, "Oh!" As he looks up the raspers. Socks peers down from you in the gloom, as still as a tree on a windless day. Vase looks around frustrated. There's nothing here, he shouts. I told you, Cal says. You're just not supposed to be in here, okay? Vase spits on the floor and stomps out of the barn. I do not like him. Cal closes the barn door and heaves a sigh of relief. That was close, he mutters, wiping his forehead. Ugh, did you know you can still stress sweat even if you're always the right temperature? He leans his back against the door. It's getting harder to keep Socks a secret, he admits. There's so many people here now, and also she looks like that. He whistles, and Socks slinks down from the rafters. Oh, she's so much bigger than you remember. Oh, look at her! She must have doubled in size since the last time you saw her. You count 24 feet, and she can't even stretch out in the barn anymore. She trills, sounding worried, and Cal clicks his tongue at her and pats his lap. I hope she'll be okay. Socks curls up and greets her great big forehead on Cal's lap, looking up at him with an adoring expression. He rubs her nose and scritches behind her frill. When you saw that wild dilly pitter eating those rocks, what did it look like? He asks. You tell Cal what you remember of the great beast, that even from a distance you can tell it was at least as long as the whole colony wall, and that it ate boulders like soy sweets. Back when Socks was a baby caterpillar, you almost didn't recognize them as the same species, but looking at her now, you know she's got the blood of dragons in her. Cal bites his lip. I was afraid you'd say that, he says softly. What are we gonna do? We'll figure it out, Cal. Oh hey, 32. And 3 stars. And now it's mid-pollen.